There's another £25 up for grabs on the Starting 11 app this Sunday. Simply enter the FPLtips mini league and select a team of 11 players from this Sunday's matches. It's completely free to enter, and the league is public and open to all via the Browse Games menu. Or alternatively, you can enter using the code on screen now. Ryan Sessegnon opened the scoring in the 1-1 draw between Fulham and Wolves, with the away side holding out until the 74th minute. But clean sheets for Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Andy Robertson boosted the defence, with the Eagles allowing Cardiff just 5 shots from inside the box. Only Brighton and Liverpool conceded fewer in Gameweek 19. Frustratingly, Anthony Martial missed out through illness, leaving Watford striker Isaac Success to come in for 1 point after Thursday night's game. But big hitters Salah and Hazard continued with their impressive run of form, returning double figures in their respective fixtures against Newcastle and Watford, while Richarlison scored off the bench against Burnley, after being rested from the Starting 11. No player had more big chances than Eden Hazard during the game week, while only Pogba took more than his 3 efforts on target. There were steady returns from the forwards too, with Alexandre Lacazette linking up with Aubameyang for Arsenal's only goal against Brighton, while Harry Kane found just the 1 goal in a 5-0 Spurs win over Bournemouth, taking 2 efforts on target and producing 3 attempted assists. A last-minute captain switch from Salah to Kane resulted in a 6-point loss, but both were viable options, as was Hazard. There's still 1 more game to play at the time of recording, between Southampton and West Ham, but a score of 70 points for the time being is enough for a small green arrow up to around 13k. The punt on Chris Löwe has been far from successful, and with 2 free transfers available, it's time to address that issue and bring in Everton's Lucas Digne, who's been on the radar for a while. And his brace in Gameweek 19 makes him even harder to ignore. Everton are set to host Leicester, Bournemouth and Wolves, amongst plenty of favourable away trips over the next 7 game weeks, and no defender has produced more than the left-back's total of 35 attempted assists this season. Alexandre Lacazette hasn't done terribly, returning 3 assists in 4 game weeks, but downgrading him now will free up the cash needed to bring in Digne, and also leave some spare for further upgrades in the future. It's not the ideal time to bring in Raul Jimenez, ahead of trips to Spurs and Man City in the next 3 game weeks, but Wolves have 8 fairly kind fixtures beyond that, before travelling to Chelsea in Gameweek 30, so the Mexican striker would be a long-term investment. He's been directly involved in 11 goals this season, returning a respectable average of 4.5 points per match. Alternatively, a short punt on Jamie Vardy could be another route to go down, with Leicester hosting Cardiff and Southampton in the next 3 game weeks, but that move wouldn't leave any cash spare for future plans. So it's Jimenez who will likely come in, and here's a look at how the team could shape up for Gameweek 20. There's a decision to be made between the sticks this game week, as David Button has a possibility of starting for Brighton's home fixture against Everton, with Matt Ryan unavailable due to his participation in the Asian Cup. Whilst a clean sheet against Everton seems unlikely, the alternative is to play Rui Patricio against a Spurs side that have scored 11 goals in their last 2 matches. Over the last 4 game weeks, only 6 teams have conceded fewer shots inside the box than Brighton, while only Spurs, Liverpool and Chelsea have conceded fewer big chances. It looks like a tough week for clean sheets, with Robertson and Kolasinac facing each other, while Doherty travels away to Spurs, but the trio remain in the starting 11 for their attacking potential. No defender has taken more than Doherty's total of 15 shots on target this season, while only Holebas and Digne have produced more than Robertson's 24 attempted assists. Kolasinac has produced 14 attempted assists since breaking into the Arsenal team in Gameweek 11. Only Digne has produced more amongst defenders in that time. Following his rest last game week, Richarlison should be fresh to return to the starting lineup against Brighton in Gameweek 20. His tally of 7 shots inside the box in the last 4 game weeks is level with Hazard and Sané. Only Sigurdsson, Salah and Pereira have taken more amongst midfielders. After missing out through illness in Gameweek 19, Anthony Martial will hopefully be in line to return for Bournemouth's visit to Old Trafford, though there hasn't been any official confirmation just yet. Only Spurs have scored more goals than Man United over the last 4 game weeks, and Everton are the only side to have conceded more goals than Bournemouth in that time. Only Heung-min Son has been directly involved in more goals than Salah in the last 4 game weeks, and the Egypt international ranks top amongst midfielders for shots on target in that time, while only Camarasa has produced more attempted assists. Liverpool face an Arsenal side that have shipped 16 goals in 9 away matches this season, and the Gunners are the only team yet to register a clean sheet on the road. Eden Hazard has been directly involved in 8 goals during the last 6 game weeks, level with Kane and Salah, while again only Heung-min Son has produced more. No midfielder has been involved in more than the Belgian's 5 big chances during that period, or taken more than his 13 efforts from inside the box, while only Snodgrass, Salah and Townsend have produced more attempted assists. Raul Jimenez has produced 15 shots inside the box during the last 6 game weeks, only Mitrovic and Aubameyang have taken more. Amongst forwards this season, only Lacazette, Aguero, Wilson, Aubameyang and Kane have been directly involved in more goals than the Mexican, while only Kane and Mitrovic have produced more shots inside the box. So whilst the short-term fixtures could prove challenging for Wolves, Jimenez looks likely to continue to offer value in the longer term. No forward has produced more efforts on target than Harry Kane this season, or been involved in more than his 18 big chances, while only Aubameyang has matched his 17 goal involvements. Despite keeping just 2 clean sheets in 9 away matches this season, Wolves have conceded the fewest big chances on the road, and only Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool have conceded fewer goals in away matches. But Spurs have scored 11 goals in the last 2 game weeks, 3 more than any other side, and only Man United have produced more shots on target during that period. Kane has found returns in each of his last 8 league starts, averaging 7.75 points per match over that period, and it's for that reason that the Spurs striker takes the captain's armband, with Salah and Hazard narrowly missing out. Daily fantasy football mini-leagues are now available on Starting 11. Join a public mini-league or compete privately against your friends. Download the Starting 11 app now and enter free-to-play or cash contests.